Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Harp Effect on a very warm Friday afternoon here in the Coachella Valley. And oh my gosh, I just said welcome to the Harp Effect with Marcia, and I guess it's Joe Reno. I think, according to this list, I must have said, wow, we're going to have to put tape on you. No, I didn't say it. He knew. And so I have to get everything in that I wanted to say because he is just ready to go down this list. Because it's really been a rather, shall we say, fruitful week? A very interesting week. It certainly was. How long are you going to leave that on there? Ouch, ouch, ouch.
I thought you would never ask.
Actually, I might save that tape. Well, the beauty of everything that Reno has to say, there is credence to it. And sometimes he really stops me in my tracks, and I have to...
With goofy questions.
Yeah, well, it's not even so much goofy questions. It's just that he's so informed on so many things. I mean, he'll be talking to me, and I think I know a little bit.
A master's degree.
But he is like a historian. And he sometimes, honey, you'll be talking to me and you'll go, well, back in 1768 when, John Smith was doing this, and then Abraham Lincoln came around, and then, then there was Trump, and then there was all these people, and then there's, and he just keeps, and in the Bible it says in verse such and such, it's like you remember all these names and the numbers and the placement and what the effect they have on us
everything.
now.
Well, the thing is, most Americans, I've noticed, they forget their history. They only live in the present news media. Yeah, that's not good, because then we kind of get duped.
Well,
that's
and then
what
you
I see.
add that to having a phone hijacked.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like I complain so much about, high tech and wanting to go back to the bell, the dial telephone.
No.
And I know that we can't, but boy, when your phone disappears, you realize how much you depend on that telephone.
Well, yeah, I try to do the whole tracking thing. Google has a tracking, and I went there a couple times, couldn't find it.
Which I found fascinating.
Yeah,
you can
that it can
punch
track
buttons
it.
and,
And I didn't realize, too, there was an app that you can actually have on your phone that makes it easier to track, that's even over and beyond what Google could do. But we've all probably have lost our phone, stolen phone, whatever, and trying to figure out, well, what's the best deal? Do I really need all the bells and whistles? And to tell you the truth, I've never been one with all the bells and whistles. I get what I need, and I figure out how beneficial the benefits of the phone are. And I bought a 2023 model, but it has like 520 gigabytes or whatever it's called of memory, which was actually more than some of the newer phones. So yeah, I went that route, but it is daunting, because I kind of been without one for 3 days now, almost going 4.
Not totally without one. Not totally.
Thank you.
Yes. Guess whose phone has been overworked? Hijacked.
Yeah, your phone's been hijacked for sure.
Oh my goodness. And I it's like the phone rings. Is it for him? Is it for me? Is it for, it's like, and trying to get it so that we don't get the numbers and things all mixed up. And
yeah, I've been, just calling a few people, because I know I usually talk to them on a regular basis, and sure enough, it was like, dude, I've been trying to get a hold of you. What's going on? And well, that's why I'm calling you. I'm on Marcia's phone. And it's funny, because her phone number will, of course, ring, and they're like, who the heck's this? Is this spam, scam, But yeah, I've caught up on a few using her phone. So yeah, but it's definitely oh my God, it is such an inconvenience.
It
And
really is because
I,
you like even our ad. He does all that kind of stuff using the phone, and so
we just refurbished
we just
a
had to.
couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago or whatever when it was. So, but yeah, but thank God she has her iPhone, and I was learning a little bit about the iPhone. The more I learned, the more I knew I did not want an iPhone. So I stuck with Android. It's just easier for me.
No, I'm sticking to the iPhone, and who knows for what reasons or why or wherefore.
But it is kind of weird not having your own phone for a few days, and it kind of quiets the noise a little bit. Even though there's the back of your mind that's frustrating, the noise.
That was one of the things that you brought up that I thought was kind of fascinating. Like he even said to me, "Have I seemed calmer?" And I think that you said, "Was he calm?" And yes, yes. And I was in the car today and I didn't have my phone. And your first thought is, I don't have my phone, and there's no. Reno had to have it. He had to keep it here, and da 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 da. And I felt calmer. Like, well, if somebody was going to get a hold of me with good or bad news.
Yeah, and what it helped me, and it's kind of a therapy thing. I mean, of course, I didn't want to do this. It was like a force upon therapy. We're taking you to Alcoholics Anonymous, or else you're going to jail. But yeah, because there's a lot of things I see on Facebook and people, talking to each other and being rude to each other or making, it goes back. If I started thinking, when you were a kid, you were just curious, right? When you're a kid, you're just curious. You're more open. You're not critical. You're not condemning people. And I started thinking about, what's the difference between being curious and criticism? What grows? When you're curious, doors open. I think you get a better response from people. Rather than when you're critical, you're going, I can't believe you did that. Oh, it's a good thing they blew them up. Oh, it's a good thing that happened. And I'm like, what do you even know? Why? You weren't even trying to, what would it be, like empathy maybe, or empathy and discernment,
Possibly.
as opposed to being curious. Curious, I think, is calmer. It's a calming. What do you think?
Well, curiosity killed the cat.
Well, that's because he stuck his hand in the hole, and got bit. I don't know. The cat paw thing?
What was like the last, not even just the last week, the last few days that have been so upside down, shall we say, due to the search for how to find what to do about the phone.
Did I do enough? That was another thing, and it's like, did I do enough to try to find my phone? Did I do enough to give how it disappeared? Did I give that enough time to allow it to come back? And so you start, and then you get all the opinions from your well-meaning friends, and at the end of the day, you still got to go. What does your gut tell you? What does your instinct tell you? And it's like the longer you hang on to an animosity, the more it just steers that pot. I don't know.
Where are you going with the animosity?
Well, when people hold animosity for something, or a mistake, or an accident, or a shortcoming, then the doors of opportunity start closing, because you're holding on to a negative, and something good doesn't want to come into your life if you're being negative. Like, ooh, I need to stay away, So I started thinking about all those things too.
Well, but then you got on the computer to research what you can do and how to do certain things, and when we went to Spectrum, all we found out basically with that wonderful girl who was so helpful and everything, but that the bills, all Spectrum bills had gone up this month. So when I pay my bill in a couple weeks, it's going to be more than it was a couple weeks ago. And you were trying to figure out a way to purchase a new phone.
Yeah, through
And everything kept
Best
going
Buy.
like just off the beaten path.
I couldn't use my credit card, couldn't use my debit card, couldn't use my secondary credit card. It just wasn't going through. And so I called my bank, everything's fine, the money's there, nothing going wrong. I called Best Buy, they said, well, it could be your server. I called our server. They said, oh, that never happened. So it's like, I did
What's
all
going
the,
wrong?
yeah.
And then we, of course, immediately started thinking, is there any way that the phone could be in somebody's hands, that they're using your and he says no.
No, because there's no activity on my banking at all. But it's just the timing. It was like, I just want to get a new phone. And it's not letting me. So the only reason I thought that, too, was, well, maybe it's giving time for the phone to show up. Maybe, I don't know. I try to spin it back around, that not having the phone, but then not being able to buy the phone when I want it now. I want my phone now, right?
Temper tantrums. I don't pay any attention to those.
So I just started blaming it on AI and ChatGPT. They're
Which is
taking,
like, how many of you out there even know what I'm talking about? ChatGPT, right? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
ChatGPT. I mean, you're looking at somebody who still can't understand how airplanes can stay up in the sky.
Well, you say that about ladybugs too.
But it's like some of these things that are coming to our advantage.
They say it's to our advantage, but because you know about my coffee business that I'm working on, Contra Merchant, and I came up with a mission statement. I came up with my vision statement because it was recommended from the roaster that I'm going to be using. And they also said, have a business plan. I've never done a business plan. So I'm asking ChatGPT because my daughter, Jessica Brown, out in Florida, told me to try it, and somebody else told me to try it. So I tried it with the mission statement, but my mission statement was already pretty good. But it came up with a couple of words that I liked, so I incorporated it. The business plan, that was different because when you have a business plan, there's more accountability. You have to know who's going to be your customers and why, and who's going to. There was a lot to it, but I'm dialing it in. But I find it fascinating and interesting because it's like you're telling yourself, this is what you got to do, and then you know why you have to do it. The purpose, the why. What was that I said the other day about which is better, purpose or
truth?
Yeah, there's a question for our audience. Which is more important to have, purpose or the truth?
Well, I said that would depend on what was at stake here. But you would always want something to be truthful.
True, yeah.
You know, it's like I go back to my little daddy, who never could read or write, but wow, when he spoke, you knew it was the truth. And that it's the one thing I've always said, you'll never catch me in a lie.
Not even a fib.
Not even a no. I mean, if I thought I was going to help somebody by stretching
like a
the
surprise
truth,
birthday party.
just
Like a surprise birthday party.
like a surprise birthday party. Yeah, I might stretch the truth just a little bit.
And then have to apologize afterwards, right?
But absolutely. But you'll never catch me in a lie because it says my daddy taught me. It's the one thing they can't take away from you.
So I think, back on that question, purpose versus truth, I think you got to have a purpose because why do you want to know the truth? What's the purpose behind knowing the truth? Because once you know the truth,
what do you? I live with this.
Because once you have the truth, what are you going to do with it?
Like you have the truth that you,
Of whatever you wanted, you were seeking, maybe.
if maybe you knew who took your phone or something, or hijacked your phone, or the truth is you know you didn't drop it somewhere.
For a change. It wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know. The truth is, that's why we advocate surrounding ourselves with what love and our friendships and all of the wonderful music and as much goodness as we can, because that sort of like builds the fence up a little bit that all the darkness can't get into where you are. It's there, and there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of my friends this week. I won't even go down the list, but it seemed like every time I talk to one of my beautiful, wonderful, loving friends, some make new friends, keep the old. Some are silver, the other gold. And I have a lot of them that are mixed with gold and silver.
And platinum.
And platinum. And yes, and it's like, how blessed. I mean, those of you who are watching, most of us have some association in our lives with one another, whether it's through I was your teacher, I was your friend, I was your neighbor, I was whatever. And that means a lot to me to have that.
You had
And
lunch with a student from your days as a teacher in high school. That was pretty cool. You had lunch with a student.
I had lunch with a student, yes.
Marcia was her teacher in high school, right?
Either that or college.
Or both.
Or both. I am very blessed. I was trying to figure, and another one of my former students at the college, who's now a hairdresser in San Rafael, California, Rick Mount, who was a dancer as well, and we danced together. I heard from him this week. And it was like, and he went, he said he was trying to figure out how long we had known each other. And I figured it out, and if you're watching, Rick, it's at least 50 years.
Ouch.
And we're still in contact. That it's kind of like you can pick up the phone if it was here and hadn't been hijacked.
Stop it. Stop it. Now I'm going to be depressed again.
No, you can just, stay in touch with your family and your friends and all the ones that you love, and even some that you don't.
Well,
has anyone tuned in?
I'm still talking.
I'm sorry.
Here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Talking here. I'm talking like
Okay.
walking here.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's going back to the truth and the purpose. I don't know how many of you caught the was it Senator Ted Cruz versus Tucker Carlson talked. Now that was interesting because whatever side of the fence you're on, I mean, if you're listening to what was being said, I'm like, wait a minute, what'd you just say? I'm that type of person. I try to really listen, especially in real estate when you're talking to clients and friends and family. If you listen and pause, you hear things, and sometimes you're going to hear things that went right over other people's head, and that's a good thing for you because it shows you were paying attention and you got the gift, you got the information that helped you make a better decision. And so watching that debate, if you haven't seen it, it wasn't even a debate, it was an interview. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend you see it. And then it will make you start questioning what else is going on, so that I'm not trying to create fear or nothing like that, but our thoughts are real. They're energy, vibration, and frequency. And when you put it out there, I guess he wants in if you want to let him in.
I want to let the cat in. Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Pussycat, pussycat. Okay, go ahead, because I liked what you were saying.
So, yeah, when we put out that type of energy, what kind of pot are we steering? Because we all know thoughts are real. When you have a feeling about somebody and then you call them and they say the same thing. Or you have a thought about somebody and you see them at the grocery store. That happens a lot, right? Yeah, or we see him at, the Birdie Bar or wherever we go hang out. We run into old friends sometimes.
Now, Reno has a nice list here of things I know he wants to bring about and talk about.
I keep slipping them in,
And if the thing is that
If I offend you, I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not offending nobody.
no, it's just that I'm wondering if you think he should run for some political office next year.
No. I'm very supportive of whoever I choose and help. It's like I'm willing to pick up the cross sometimes, and it's not always easy. And next time, you're upset about the way things are going, or it's just not to your liking, I would recommend pick up the cross. You be the one. You be the change. I know this woman is all the time. I try to be too, and it's not always easy, but it'll keep you busy. It'll keep your mind occupied and moving forward. Because I find myself, if I just start complaining or can't believe this happened, I don't go anywhere. But if I think like, okay, what can I do? Okay, I can go write a letter. I can help somebody, or it takes the edge off really fast. It goes beyond meditation. Meditation is good too. It's a good start for your morning, but when you go out and help somebody and compliment somebody, it's a good thing. And you look lovely, my darling. Yeah. I'll take a quick peek, see who's on there.
Oh, yes. And while you are, keep going and take a look. And it's just, I admire Reno because he's so full of information.
I'm so full of it.
But the thing is that he searches and digs for the truth. And that's why it's so important to him when he says, would you rather have purpose or truth? Or these questions that he asks are sometimes a little perplexing for me, but I grow. I grow in my thinking, whether I agree or disagree with him. Do we have some people?
I don't see anybody. There was 4 people watching, but I don't see their name.
Weird. I don't understand. See, once again, I don't understand how you can be in Barnesville, Ohio, and then put a note on my screen, on my camera screen, and say hi to me. But isn't that wonderful? And this time next week,
Diane Pascal.
Oh, Diane,
Pescoa.
Diane, I read 3 of your messages today, and I was just getting ready to say, those of you, including Diane Pasco, I apologize that I have been so remiss in getting responses out to all of you who send me these beautiful messages. Okay,
Judith Schaefer.
Who?
Judith Schaefer.
Judith?
Schaefer.
What was she came up yesterday in something? Another high school friend. Yes, indeed.
You and your high school friends. I hate you.
What?
You and your high school friends. I hate you. You got Kathy, Crawley, Marjorie.
Katie. Did you get I sent you a message or two about setting a date for the dance class.
Katie Berger? That's her name?
Yes, Katie Berger.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I've known Katie. She's not from Barnesville, Ohio. Katie, I wouldn't want to leave my friends thinking you were from Barnesville, Ohio. But she is a friend of many years that we met through dancing. Yes. And it's like I'm just blessed. I really am. And I'm trying to do, the one thing I'm really bad about is responding to people. And that's because I don't text very fast.
You're pretty good at making your phone calls, though. I mean, you reach out to probably 10 times more than I do.
Well, this week
because I always look like, is there money there? No, I'm just kidding.
And a vow to learn. I mean, you'd think as many microphones as I've spoken and sung into, the one that you can send text with when you can talk it rather than this. I'm gonna perfect that So if you get something and you can't understand what I'm saying, just delete it. Well, how far down your list have you come?
Well, I still got about 20 things. No. There was one that I did want to mention. My nephew, Mark Sanchez, lives out towards Riverside. He wants to start losing weight, and good for him. And he wanted to know about fasting and, different things. And, the whole thing about weight loss, it's not just an overnight thing. It's a way of life, right? It's a way of life, health and nutrition. And I was talking to him about the process versus the outcome. Yes, we have an outcome that we want, but you really have to kind of relish the process, because otherwise then you're going to find excuses, you're going to make excuses, you're going to have cheat days when you really shouldn't have. There's really no such thing as a cheat day. You're just lying to yourself. Just go ahead and do it, But the process, it's like when I was in martial arts or jiu-jitsu and taekwondo, I really, really liked the process, because then when you went to spar, when you went to roll, it showed. So, it's like you're dancing. I can tell when she practices her dancing or when she practices her singing, she loves it. She loves it. Because she'll do it for hours. And then, hey, babe, it's time to eat. Okay, in a little bit. Well, I know she's hungry, but at the same time, she says, oh, in a little bit. That means she's like really enjoying. She's in that process. And I think it's the same for, any of us business owners. You start understanding your business a little farther, and you start realizing maybe how much you didn't know. And now you know more. Now you can go out and use it. And the outcomes that come from being in the process. So shout out to you, Mark. Keep it up. I know you can do it.
Well, have you pretty much covered your list? No, he'll never get to the bottom of his list.
This is just page 1.
And are we just kind of like digging and putting out there? I feel we are, but it's because I know that a lot of us have a little turmoil or a lot of turmoil going on, not just with the world, just stuff, yes. And how do we get to clear that out? Maybe it's just talking. I mean, like before we started today, I thought to myself, this time next week, my class reunion in Barnesville, Ohio, and the alumni banquet is going to be on, and I'm not going to be there. And it's like I see faces of friends that I saw every day in high school when we'd walk down the hall. And some people, when you're from a small town, chances are you knew most people the day you were born. Yeah. That's when you started meeting them, and they were with you, and many of you are still with me.
Yeah, you have a lot of friends from elementary school. Oh,
kindergarten.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel blessed that I have you out there and my new friends that I have made here and teaching and I'm still doing it, and I'm putting a new show together. Yes, I am. And I'm also, Katie, my friend Katie, we're going to have a jazz dance class come up in as soon as the season starts.
Yeah.
And
we still got your song coming. It's a coming.
So somebody said to me the other day, Marcia, where do you get your energy? I manufacture it. I steal it. I do anything. I keep it stuffed in a because that's what I advocate when I teach, when I sing. Please, those of us who have to keep on keeping on, just keep on keeping on as long as we can.
Yeah. And that brings me to one last thing I want to say, because it's kind of I like this quote. And when things are coming at you from different angles, or the media wants you to think this, and your friends want to tell you that, there's the quote. It says, "To think what you want to think is to think truth regardless of appearances. And that was by Wallace D. Wattles in 1906. Yeah, I read some old stuff.
I laugh with him on things like that, but it's amazing the things that he can quote to you. You can ask him and he'll tell you what year it was and who wasn't. And
Sometimes. Buy me a drink and I'll tell you more.
well, everybody, I thank you so much for being here today, and I just wanted to be surrounded with my friends and people that I know I love and love me back, and all these good
We're
things.
doing it together.
Yes, and may all that has been reduced to noise in you become music again. And music and friendship and faith has no distance.
And when you think you have something to do, tell yourself, look what I get to do.
I get to do.
It can be a little painful, but it works. All right.
Oh, all right.
Good? I'm going to go shut it off.
Well, I love you all, and I get to love you all. Isn't that nice?
Let's see. Finish.